AITA for choosing not to pay for my daughter's university fees despite paying for her brother's? I am not the original poster. That is you, Impressive Mix 31. He posted in r, Am I the Asshole? Original post. March 15, 2023. My 57M daughter Jane, 21F, has recently been accepted into the university of her choice. Now me and my wife, 55F, are glad with this news. The only thing is that Jane got accepted to do an English degree. Now Jane, compared to her two brothers Mark, 28M, and Leo, 30M, was quite late in applying to university. When me and my wife asked her to start at 18, she claimed that she was not ready and wanted to have a little rest. A little rest being going out with friends and traveling the whole of last year with her boyfriend. It should be noted that I supplied Jane with all the money needed for her little rest. Now me and my wife have nothing against Jane doing what she did. She's young and young people live to explore and do what they do. However, before me and my wife allowed for Jane to do her thing, we made her promise that when she did apply to university, it was for a degree that was worth it. Jane was going through a weird phase where she wanted to be many things that were more on the creative side. Fast forward a year later, we find out that Jane's gone behind our backs and applied for an English degree. Both Leo and Mark took medical degrees and are now very good, well-paid doctors. One would think that this would motivate Janet to go on the same path, but instead she has decided to be herself. I sat down Jane last night and told her that if she decided to go through with the English degree, I would not support her at all and that she would have to take out her own student loan. At this she began crying, claiming that I was the worst dad ever, and had always favored her brothers over her, because I had paid for their university fees. Now this is totally incorrect. I did literally pay for her travel all of last year. My sons think that I'm being too harsh and that I should simply support Jane regardless of what she chooses. But is it too much to ask of my daughter to follow through with an actually useful degree? Edit. No. My daughter's year of travel does not add up to her brother's tuition fees. Not even close. For those wondering, I work as a cardiologist. Me not wanting my daughter to do an English degree is not because I'm sexist, but because I want her to do something useful which she can live off instead of depending on me for the rest of her life. I don't even know if this is something she really wants to do or if it's another way of trying to rebel against me. Relevant comments about daughter. True. My daughter has always had a tendency to go against our family's norms. Question from commenter. Info. Did you spend a comparable amount on Jane's travel as you spent on your son's educations? Oop. No. Oop is voted YTA. Update post. April 3, 2023. Almost 3 weeks later. I would like to start by saying that I appreciate all the comments that were given, however unpleasant they were. They helped me understand that I was in the wrong, and some provided me with advice on what I should do if I wanted to keep in contact with my daughter. I realized that I was living too much in the past and wasn't taking into consideration how much things have changed in the last 30 years. My father worked as an artist, paintings, and had little to no business. The only thing that saved my family from absolute poverty was my mother working in a supermarket. I guess I was afraid of such things happening to Jane. Now I hadn't talked to Jane about her degree until the last Thursday. When I brought the topic up, she confessed to me that she was ready to take one of the degrees I had recommended to her. I told her there was no need to, and she looked at me as if I was playing a cruel joke. I reassured her that I was being serious, and she began crying. Due to happiness, I realized that I may have been favoring my sons due to their obedience to follow what I asked of them and was punishing Jane for being herself rather than fitting into whatever I decided to make of her. Jane will be attending Oxford Uni later in the year to take her degree, and the relationship between us has never been better. I am highly appreciative of all the comments on my previous post. They helped me see how much I was prioritizing financial gain over my daughter's well-being. Something which should have never been a question in the first place. Oxford. She was smart enough to get into a school as prestigious as Oxford. And he was worried she wouldn't be able to support herself once she graduated? I like how he has disdain for an English degree while consistently using the phrase, "me and my wife," so often. An English degree from Oxford? The girl is a literal genius. I'm glad the cardiologist was able to find a proctologist to help him get his head out of his ass. Oxford Uni? Mate. That's no small fry. Random, university degree. An English degree from Oxford Uni is impressive. I got pushed into STEM by parents and teachers having a mentality like OPs. And ended up switching fields because it really wasn't for me. More people should really realize that STEM isn't for everyone. And getting a job in a field you don't like will make you miserable for the rest of your life. My uncle refused to pay for his kids' college unless they got STEM degrees too. This was only the tip of the iceberg of why they don't talk to him anymore. I'm glad OOP came around and hope it has sparked more reflection. Me. It is understandable that dad is worried about his daughter not able to find a well-paying job after she graduates. Me 30 seconds later. Oxford? Never mind. What is wrong with you, man? If you are in the UK, student loans would cover the fees, so part of this post doesn't make sense. Loans are only repayable once your income hits a certain point and are forgiven after 30 years. Living expenses need to be covered in some way. I'm very glad that OP didn't decide to financially punish his daughter for the crime of checks notes doing a major that isn't prestigious. The way things are going, it's hard for anybody to find a career that will guarantee financial security. The whole idea that your college major will secure you a future is definitely not realistic in these times. And some parents love to see their children as an extension of themselves rather than a whole individual with their own wants. It's absolutely more of who you know and what connections they have to shoehorn you in good positions more than anything else. And I definitely assume she'll be brushing shoulders with the right kind of people at Oxford. My state college degree and I both are glad not to be in a family that considers Oxford any degree as undesirable. I never understood why people put so much emphasis on what you do in undergrad. I've known so many people who studied useless degrees, went on to do something else in grad school and by all accounts are successful. You don't do 4 years of pre-med and suddenly you're a doctor. I'll take things that definitely happened and totally weren't written by a teenager for $500, Alex. Wait, Oxford? Dang. Nah, no way someone working as a cardiologist wouldn't know. Or at least have the wherewithal to Google Oxford University. 3 brilliant child with 3 awesome career path and this dumbass want more. That was nice. OOP changed himself. No cardiologist would spell paid. This is the same setup as the daughter who went to art school. Whoever where those didn't even bother creating a new one. Just changed the subject. I'm sorry, but he was worried that an English degree at Oxford wouldn't get her anywhere? Fucking OOP buries the lead. Her daughter got into fucking Oxford, of course she'll be fine.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. EpicAircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.